today's episode of Impulse, if you've made it past the headline, the thumbnail, we're talking about Fortnite.
Yeah!
Now that we've lost about half of you already, let's get into it. Fortnite, it's a game. It's breaking into the mainstream media. It's made a lot of money. And on the subject of things that have made a lot of money, the Avengers have also made a lot of money. And what better way to make even more money than combining both of them? And hence why we have a Fortnite Endgame. I was going to say Avengers Endgame, but almost not quite.
Avengers Fortnite.
Yep. It's interesting from the last event. The last event, as you've played, I'm pretty damn new to Fortnite.
Yeah.
Was pretty much just Thanos at a Battle Royale.
They threw Thanos into a Battle Royale mode. After a little bit, the Infinity Gauntlet would fly down onto the map. Someone could grab it, become Thanos, and then use, powers and kill people. And if Thanos eventually died, he would drop the gauntlet, and someone could pick it back up and become Thanos, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with that mode, actually, even though it was pretty simple. They had a nerf Thanos a bit, I remember. Originally he had, I think he had 300 shield and 700 health. But then if you killed someone, you got your shield back, but they tweaked the numbers so that he had less shield. But yeah, it was a good time. All the kills and all the stats from that mode, it was so early in Fortnite that they didn't have a limited time mode stats, so they just counted to your normal solo wins and whatever.
So people who
I got a bunch of Thanos wins that are a bunch of wins on my profile that are a little illegitimate, a little fake.
I can't believe you used the Infinity Stones to cheat in Fortnite. Anyways, this new mode is basically building upon that. It's a team-based mode, in fact. It's not even really a Battle Royale game anymore. It still has Battle Royale elements. The circle's still closing in, but essentially it's broken up between two teams. A regular team full of, Fortnite characters with their skins and such that can pick up Avengers-themed weaponry. Stuff like Hawkeye's bow, Iron Man's repulsor thingies.
Repulsors.
Yeah. Thor's axe thing, or hammer. It's an axe, right? It has to be an axe.
It's an axe. Stormbreaker's an axe, yes.
And I think something else. There we
Cap
go. Cap
shield.
Yeah, they're very fun to use. I'm a huge fan of Hawkeye's bow and just jumping around with his bow and stuff. And
yeah, you get a grappling hook with it.
Yeah, the grappling hook is satisfying as hell, and even more satisfying getting those long range kills with that bow, especially when they're in midair. It's a good feeling.
Oh yeah.
And then you have the Thanos team.
Chitauri.
Team Thanos, which is made up of Chitauri. And it's randomized that one player can then spawn in as Thanos. And the whole goal of the game is you're going after the Infinity Stones. They come flying down around the map, and you have to get them all.
The Chitauri start off a little weaker than the Avengers. I think their default run speed is faster, but as far as health and shield, they start weaker. But each stone they pick up, both Thanos and the Chitauri get powered up from it. So they get stronger as they collect more stones.
Admittedly, playing as the Chitauri isn't as interesting.
No.
There's a lot of downtime in those stones that aren't spawning yet. So if you're on a relatively good team that's getting those stones one stone after the other, there's a bit of a wait time between when those stones actually come down. So there are moments where we're just sitting there dancing as a Chitauri, just waiting around basically.
Plenty of that. There's no normal Fortnite items in this mode. It's just the Avengers items are the only things you can pick up on the map, and only the Avengers team can pick that up. The Chitauri spawn with their items. They got one laser rifle, some energy blaster that is good for taking down buildings. It does do damage as well, but I think the intention is to take down structures. And then a jetpack. One
little strategy we found was anytime we would see a chest that that contains an Avengers item, we would destroy it as the Chitauri.
Because what else are you gonna do with it?
So yeah, a little bit of downtime, and we found that a lot of players tend to favor being on the Avengers team, right to a point where if you get on the Chitauri side of things, don't be surprised if suddenly half your team just starts leaving, which can be pretty damn annoying.
Which I suppose is fitting for Avengers Endgame now.
That said, though, we have managed to squeeze in a win or two as a Chitauri. It's challenging, but it can be done.
Yeah, we were complaining about not being able to get wins with the Chitauri, and then as we're complaining about that, we get 4 in a row.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe the game was listening or something.
I think it just boiled down to the fact we had a pretty good team, even though people left. We were still a little more coordinated than what the Avengers team were doing, so...
Yeah.
But overall, the mode is pretty dang fun. I wouldn't be surprised if it sits around for a good while. I don't know if there's a specific date. I'd imagine the mode will stick around as long as the movie is in theaters, but
right.
It's fun and interesting to see what they can do with this game and to keep it, going and evolving the way it is.
And unlike last year's event was just a game mode. But this year's event, there's some cosmetic items that go along, some paid and some not. There's, I think, 10 challenges you can complete, or more than 10, but if you complete 10 of the Avengers challenges, you get like some sprays and some banners and stuff, but if you complete the 10 of them, you get an Avengers Quinjet glider. But they also have, I don't know how frequently they're going to come in the store, if ever again, but 2 Avengers-themed appearance, clothing items you can buy for what, $15, 1,500 V-Bucks?
Yeah. I think one's Black Widow and the other's the
Star-Lord. Yeah. I didn't buy them. Unfortunately, sad. I know.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry to
when you enter
everyone.
that like $15 to $20 realm for skins, I'm kind of ducking out.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's whole video games I could buy.
But overall, it's a pretty fun mode. Do I think it's worth checking out, even if you're new to Fortnite and don't really have an interest in the core game? Absolutely. I'd say, give Fortnite a download, run around as the Chitauri of the Avengers for a bit, and then, have some fun with that. I think it's worth it.
Yeah. You can play it on your phone. You gotta give it a shot.
Yeah, sadly you can't use the hoverboards though. I was pretty upset by that.
No, I was really hoping to hoverboard around as Thanos snapping and
Hell
stuff.
yeah.
But
If you could just hoverboard around as Thanos, do a little dab, and then like laser somebody to death, that'd be a thing.
probably be the best mode ever in any video game.